Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we have a reading for you about somebody that keeps getting a little bit triggered or a little bit maybe emotional because there are reminders of you everywhere. So they might be seeing your name, they might be hearing your name. If you don't have a common name that might explain this, it might be more so like maybe you have a name that's also like a brand name of something. Maybe there's music that plays that there's something here that keeps like slapping this person around. And it's because they're not learning a lesson, they're not accepting some truth here. So, in particular, it feels to me like this person is being reminded of you at nighttime, and they need to accept that there's something here that they haven't been paying attention to, and then they would probably not be continually reminded of you. Let's go with the signs of the times and see what else we have for you. Wait. Hold on. We gotta call in spirit. A little bit of wind chime time. Also, I hope you're having a great day so far. Let's see. I was getting a little too excited here. Let's see what else we have for you. We have the yin yang number 4, which represents balance, and we have the globe or possibility number 31. I really like that number 31. If we do our little numerology and add those two together, we get the same number. We have 4 and then 4 over here. So the number 44 could be important, or 444. We've got a sense here that there is an opportunity or a new path that's opened up that brings balance. And that's really exciting for somebody here because I feel like things have been a little bit chaotic or a little bit unfair. We're going to grab a few from the fairy godmother. We have discernment. I don't read these cards in the reverse, by the way. And there's a cauldron here. Yeah, it looks like we have maybe a good witch hanging out, using a little bit of magic to try to figure out the situation. And a couple of little, like, I don't know, they might be rats. They look kind of like poorly drawn Mickey Mouse characters. But I feel like there's a sense here that there's a lot going on, a lot of characters involved, and somebody has to figure out what the reality is. We have insecurity playing a part here. So we could have somebody that is trying to figure out their relationship. I think we have somebody who is, it's like, I'm trying to figure out who has done me wrong when the person who has done me wrong is like right in my face and I know. So this could be like somebody who is a little bit jealous, a little bit unsure if they can trust a good friend or a partner, perhaps both. And I feel like this person is asking questions, digging around, trying to figure out who the problem is. That's why we have this discernment card, but they're not willing to face something that's right in their face. So with the 4 of Cups in the reverse, I think it's good that we have somebody that is, at least trying to be realistic and figure things out by asking questions, but they're in denial. Queen of Wands in the reverse. King of Swords in the reverse. These are our 2 players. We have Queen of Wands in the reverse. If the Queen of Wands were in the upright, this would be somebody who's very confident. This would be somebody who is able to manifest, draw things in, including attention and admirers. But this is somebody who has an air of insecurity, and that leads to these questions, right? Or being triggered. There could be, with this nightlife card, a connection here to some sort of social activity that erodes the trust further. So, drinking, for example, going out with friends. There's distrust between the two of these individuals, and neither of them are being very honest about the situation. We have the King of Swords in the reverse, indicating that the King of Swords has been either making a little bit of a fool of himself or being dishonest. Could be a little bit of both, but this is toxic energy. Sometimes the insecurity that it seems like this Queen of Wands in the reverse possesses can result in kind of like a distancing. Look, I know it's difficult in today's dating age to trust people. It's really easy to make new connections. It's really easy to communicate and not be obvious or be discovered about it. But I think this Queen of Wands in the reverse needs to remind herself or himself what is really great about them, because I feel like they're really focused on the things they don't like about themselves, and that's adding to the problems because they're refusing to understand why somebody would want to be interested in them or why somebody is interested in them, and it's causing that person to look the other way, to look at other people, to maybe not be as interested in this Queen of Wands in the reverse, because maybe there was a little bit of like neediness in terms of compliments or validation, that kind of thing, and it created some distance here. Hi, Peggy. How are you doing? Hey, right back at you. And then we have this Ace of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. Now, this Ace of Cups is like, basically, both of these cards represent a person, a third person. I feel like in the midst of dealing with somebody that is very insecure, this King of Swords in the reverse, remember, gender doesn't matter in tarot. This could be anybody. This more confident person or less jealous person is becoming aware of this confidence and independent energy. This Nine of Pentacles person is somebody that loves themselves. It's very apparent. It's very obvious to everybody. It's like a serious contrast between the Queen of Wands in the reverse and this Nine of Pentacles, because we have true confidence and self-worth, right? So it's a distraction for this King of Swords in the reverse, or possibly the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Because the Nine of Pentacles is on the side of the King of Swords, I'm kind of feeling like more so whoever aligns with this King of Swords energy is the one that's been kind of dazzled by this Nine of Pentacles. We have the Death card. So if you're coming out as the Nine of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, your energy is intoxicating and can inspire others, right? It can also cause a lot of drama, right? Because people get jealous of that kind of thing. I feel like with this Death card, there is simultaneously an ending and a transformation. Well, maybe not simultaneously. What I'm saying is both of those things are coming through for me on this card, meaning I think there's going to be an ending potentially between these two individuals. And then there's going to be somebody that works on themselves. Is it going to be the Queen of Wands in the reverse or the King of Swords? I don't know. We're going to find out. But I think this Nine of Pentacles is almost like I'm getting total Marilyn Monroe vibes off of this, even though I wouldn't necessarily say she's the poster child of self-worth. I feel like this is somebody who is physically attractive, but the real kicker here is this is somebody who has a lot more to offer than just their looks. And that's what kind of catches the attention of these people. So we have the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, clarifying our Four of Cups in the reverse. Feels to me like there's somebody kind of creating their own ending. In other words, when you're a Queen of Wands in the upright, you're able to manifest the things that you want, the people that you want in your life, the things that you need in your life. When you're a Queen of Wands in the reverse, you often have that, how do I put this? Because there is almost like a cologne of desperation and you want something, sometimes you mess it up, right? You Tommy Boy it. I feel like we have somebody here who's gone through loss because they question things or because they have this insecurity. So this is like fumbling energy, right? Because I'm lacking in confidence or because I can't quite do something the way that somebody else might, I have these insecurities that kind of phase me out or result in my looking a little bit like I don't know what I'm doing. The Page of Pentacles in the reverse in this instance is giving me like somebody who knows exactly what they're talking about, but failing that like test requirement, right? Like this person should absolutely be a lawyer, but they suck at taking tests, so they can't pass the bar. There's something here about this person and how they control their brain. So we could have, I don't know, like ADHD or something. I'm not a doctor of any kind. So, like, let's not pretend I know what I'm talking about with regards to how that aligns. But there could be something in terms of this person struggling to focus their thoughts when they're trying to do something important. And it causes them loss. They might not be able to constructively communicate during an argument, for example, and that may cause their relationships to be more volatile. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Six of Swords in the reverse. I think for many of you that would resonate with this reading, remember it's a general reading, so there's going to be little variations here and there. But for many of you, I feel like this King of Swords in the reverse was actually quite dazzled by the Queen of Wands in the reverse and would have been faithful. But there were insecurities or arguments that happened that made things go south or go a little bit sour. And that's what started the issues between these two, was really just the lack of trust at the beginning, you know? Have you ever gotten into a conversation with somebody and something rather minute, just like a quick passing comment, grows into an argument and you're like, whoa, how did we get here? Like, I didn't think it was that important. I didn't think it was that like contentious, whatever it is. I feel like this is one of those situations where somebody says one little thing and then it just kind of like gets carried away. And it didn't need to be that big, right? Didn't need to be that big of a deal. We have the Lovers and the Three of Pentacles. There's an association between these three that isn't necessarily elective, which I mean to say, like they might work with each other. They might be in a book club together. They might be in a fantasy football league. I don't know, whatever it is. There's something that ties these three together. So they do see each other. And there's more and more concern on whether or not there's somebody stepping out of boundaries or being disrespectful. This is the Beginner's Tarot. Thank you, Peggy. It's a little different, huh? We have the Ace of Cups in the reverse, Seven of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups in the reverse. Well, if you won't believe me, no matter what I say, then it doesn't matter, and I don't have to put in much effort anyways. So that idea of a self-fulfilling prophecy, like you're so convinced that I'm going to cheat on you anyways. You ask me about it constantly, even though I'm not doing anything. So I might as well. We have some arguments happening. We have some kind of like snipping back and forth at each other, not really appreciating the time that they spend because there is this underlying tension and insecurity. It really just kind of eats away at the positive energy between these two people. Death again. So we might have Scorpio energy here. The Hermit and the Star in the reverse. I think this ending has to happen in part because the King of Swords in the reverse doesn't feel like there's really anything they can do to address this issue, because at the end of the day, this is a personal issue for the Queen of Wands in the reverse, and you can't really change somebody. I mean, you could even argue this is an example of you can't really love anybody else until you love yourself. This Queen of Wands in the reverse needs to learn to love themselves, at least to the point where they can believe that somebody could be faithful to them, because it does seem to be like a repeating pattern that there's an assumption made of infidelity. Nine of Swords, Queen of Swords, and the Devil. So there's an obsession with asking, if you're being loyal, asking who this is, why did you become friends with this person on Facebook? I think we just have a situation here where somebody needs to love on themselves a little bit more, appreciate who they are and what they have to offer, and find a better way to interact within the context of a relationship regarding any jealousy or insecurity in a mature way, instead of something that feels a little bit more like nagging. Like, I get it. We got to have conversations about difficult things, but I challenge all of you to look for the right moments to have those conversations, and remember that a little confidence goes a long way. We all get cheated on at some point. That's true. But we also have to, at some point, accept that there are people out there that are honest. There are people out there that don't want to do that. And you could potentially push those individuals away or miss out on them entirely if you just assume, blanket judgment, everybody cheats, right? That's not true. We have the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. So much earth energy. Wow. So basically, the universe is really hoping this Queen of Wands in the reverse learns a lesson in this situation, that there is a need to communicate about these problems with more confidence. We even have insecurity listed on the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. There's a sense that you push away the beginnings that you could have by straight up becoming Sherlock Holmes in every situation and trying to, figure out who's cheating, who's interested, who's flirting. Just like focus on having fun. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Trust but verify, right? This is the Kipper. I've been on a Kipper run lately. Just every day. Kipper time. We have change in the reverse, main male in the reverse, and mature woman. So look, This might be a difficult situation for this Queen of Wands in the reverse to go through. To be honest, I don't really feel like this was a long-term relationship anyways. There's a little bit of a mismatch here in terms of energy, but this King of Swords in the reverse was meant to help this Queen of Wands in the reverse learn a lesson in terms of confidence and kind of like how you can manifest the destiny you don't want if you obsess over it. So with the change card and the reverse, I feel like this is more so saying stagnation, right? Like you're going to have the same thing over and over again until you learn this lesson. With main male and the reverse, the message that's coming through is you won't find your happily ever after if you continue to look at every person as not worthy or you're not being worthy of them. So this main male or this Queen of Wands desire doesn't happen until the Queen of Wands in the reverse matures, finds a way to respect herself more than she does now, and let's go of some of this insecurity, like, yeah, we don't want to be assholes about it and be like cocky by any means, but we should have the ability to, respect ourselves and love ourselves to the point where we don't have to constantly be obsessing over those kinds of insecure thoughts. It's a happy medium, right? There's that Queen of Swords again. So we have her right here and right here. Queen of Swords is generally a positive energy in my mind because this is somebody who is intelligent. This is somebody who has boundaries and enforces them. But this can also be somebody that gets a little bit too like enforcer style. We have the King of Wands. This is interesting considering we had the Queen of Wands up here in the reverse. It looks to me like there is another love interest coming in for this Queen of Wands in the reverse after this ending with the King of Swords in the reverse. I like this much better because we have somebody in the upright and it's the same suit. Not to mention, we both have lots of red going on here, which is common for the wands. Oops. It just seems to me like there's somebody that's a better fit for this Queen of Wands. So the universe is like, hey, I want to make sure you actually learn your lesson with this ending. Don't just end the relationship and then dive right into something new. You got to take a second and ponder. You got to take a second and work on yourself, okay? Whenever there's an ending, friendship, romantic, whatever it is, I think it's really imperative that we look at the situation, ask ourselves, could I have done something different? Could I have done something better in that way? Like, or in that situation? I need to learn from that. Like, it happened, but at least I can learn from it, right? And yes, there are plenty of times where the other person did the thing, they made the mistake, they said the thing they shouldn't, whatever it is. But let's all challenge ourselves to look at those kind of situations and see, what can I learn from this? What can I do better next time? Because it's not always somebody else's fault, right? Sometimes it's both people. Like, hey, maybe I could have said that one thing a little bit more respectfully or not as like blunt, and then maybe things wouldn't have escalated into an argument. So we have strength coming out, which seems to suggest that this Queen of Wands in the reverse is going to take the opportunity to look at what happened, assess the situation with the Page of Wands, consider what stopped that new beginning or what behavior was maybe a little out of pocket. Because King of Cups, at the end of the day, there is a desire to be better at communicating with regards to the love situation. So I do think for the majority of you, this Queen of Wands in the reverse is going to take this opportunity to do exactly what the universe wants them to do, which is, what can I do differently? Did I make this a more difficult situation for myself by overanalyzing it? Do I need to maybe like take a step back and think about what I have to offer? We have the Two of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, and the Knight of Wands in the reverse. At the end of the day, it looks to me like this King of Swords in the reverse, Queen of Wands in the reverse are better off as friends. And that's part of the reason why it was a little bit difficult to navigate, because there wasn't that organic connection. It's kind of like trying to force the wrong puzzle piece into the missing spot, or the one you're trying to solve for. This wasn't the right fit anyways, but this Queen of Wands in the reverse, and probably also the King of Swords in the reverse, can learn from this situation. They may have been jumping right into a relationship because of physical attraction and not really seeing whether or not they had enough in common outside of that. Hello there, none of the above. How are you doing? We have the Three of Wands in the reverse, the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, Ace of Cups, two aces in a row. That's interesting. And the Nine of Wands. So basically we have an unexpected loss that leads to love. Remember I said I thought we had somebody more her pace, the Queen of Wands in the reverse. This King of Wands coming in is somebody that is a little bit more aligned with like the lifestyle or, the vibe of this Queen of Wands in the reverse. But the universe is like, hey, can you please like try to address this so that when this new person comes in, you can fully appreciate and like enjoy this love opportunity. So this Nine of Wands to me is giving, you need to cut out whatever you can. You need to address the issues so that you can really enjoy this love situation, right? Good advice. Enjoy yourself, but take care of yourself first. All right, we're going to grab a few from the Angel Romance Oracle, and then we'll call it a day. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. We have give your relationship a chance. So this King of Wands, you might be a little bit unsure of. Maybe they differ from your usual type, but we have the True Love card coming out to suggest that this is something that you should be willing to invest in. And then we have You Deserve Love. Oh, I love that. So be a little kinder to yourself, compliment yourself every now and then. Are there things you got to work on? Sure. But that doesn't mean you need to be a jerk to yourself. I don't like it. You be nice to you. All right. All right. I'm going to leave the reading there. Thank you everyone for the likes and the subscribes. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you on the next reading. Oh my God. Hi, Tiana. Bye guys.